Tension in courtroom 158 was palpable this morning for weeks. Prosecutors had hinted at a surprise witness in their case against Sean Combs, but no one, not even seasoned court reporters, are expected. Britney Spears walked through those doors at approximately 10:47 a.m. The courtroom full silent as Spears entered, flanked by federal marshals, were gone. And the glittering pop star persona the world once knew this was a woman with a story to tell, and she was finally ready to tell it. Sean Combs, seated at the defense table, visibly shifted in his chair as Spears took her oath with his legal team, exchanged glances. Clearly this was not part of their game plan. "I was told to stay quiet for most of my life," Spears began, her voice steady, but weighted with years of silence. "I was told it was for my protection, but that wasn't true, and no, I'm done being quiet." What followed was a methodical, devastating account that painted a picture of systematic manipulation spanning over a decade. Spears testified that her ordeal began in September 8, 2007, the night before the MTV Video Music Awards. According to her testimony, she was invited to watch believed was a routine industry party at Pure nightclub in Las Vegas hosted by Combs. It was meant to be a brief appearance before her highly anticipated VMA performance the following night. "I only planned to stay briefly," Spears told the packed courtroom he had to perform the next night. "It was supposed to be my big comeback." Tagging to Spears, someone handed her a glass of champagne, she recalls. Combs approaching her with a smile, saying, "Just one, you'll be fine." That, she testified, was the last clear memory she had of the evening. Spears described waking up the next morning feeling disoriented and heavy, not hungover, she emphasized, but as if something had happened to her that she couldn't remember. Despite her condition, she said her team insisted she perform as scheduled. The show must go on. Cher called being told what came next was one of the most scrutinized performances in pop culture history. Spears' appearance at the 2007 VMAs was widely criticized by media outlets and critics, describing it as evidence of Astor in freefall. But Spears painted a different picture entirely. It wasn't single quotes just a bad night. She testified it was engineered. "They made sure I failed." She described being handed an outfit, shedding shoes, and being pushed onto the stage while still feeling the effects of whatever had happened the night before. Most damning of all, she said she spotted Combs in the audience, not looking confused or concerned, but satisfied. "I remember that look," she said, staring directly at the defendant. "It wasn't confusion, it was satisfaction." As Spears' testimony continued, a web of interconnected figures began to emerge. She named Lou Taylor, a business manager, and Robin Greenhill, an executive at Tristar Entertainment, as key players in what she described as a coordinated effort to gain control over her life and career. According to court documents already filed in this case, Greenhill is accused of handling financial transfers connected to Combs' alleged criminal lenders, but Spears' testimony added a personal dimension to these businesses' relations. She recalled Greenhill leading her into a VIP lounge at the Las Vegas party right before everything went dark. "I trusted them," Spears said softly. "Didn't think I was in danger, but wasn't protected that night. I was set up." The testimony revealed how quickly things moved after the VMAs performance. Within days, Spears said people she barely knew we were making decisions about her mental health, her children, and her finance. "They were already talking about taking over my money and decision." Testified this would eventually become a conservatorship that controlled nearly every aspect of Spears' life for 13 years. Perhaps the most explosive part of Spears' testimony came when she connected her 2007 experience wrecked previous business connect eyes when contacted about Spears. Then came the moment that stunned even veteran reporters. Britney said that years later, a whistleblower from TriStar contacted her. They had seen security footage from the 2007 party, footage that never made it to authorities, footage that was sent directly to Diddy. She said in the footage of her seen dancing, briefly taking a drink, and then quickly becoming disoriented. Moments later, she's surrounded by men, one of them identified later as a Diddy assistant. They lead her away. The video ends. "I didn't walk out of that club," she said. "I was taken." But the tape wasn't destroyed by the whistleblower. Said there were more dozens of tapes of other artists, other parties, some even in hotel bathroom. They had a name in reels. Diddy didn't just film me, she said. "He kept me." Britney said this wasn't about just one man. It was about an entire system of silence. She called it loyalty loop, a cycle where silence bought access, and access protected the silence. If you asked too many questions, you disappeared, and Diddy's name kept showing up, not in official paperwork. Viewed in the background of conversations between handlers, between lawyers, between people controlling her life. At the end of her testimony, Britney pulled something from her pocket, a folded handwritten letter dated 2009 she had written it to Diddy but never sent it to read it aloud. "I hope it was worth it. Whatever they promised you, because you helped them hurt me. I saw it in your face the night you toasted me before Thieves. You knew I was being set up, and you smelled." No one moved, not the judge, not press, not Diddy. Britney Look it straight at the jury. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this so my kids know the truth. They said I broke down. I didn't. I was broken down, piece by piece. Silence said controlled. Sold. She stood up for 14 years. I begged someone to listen. Now, you've heard me, and you don't get to look away again. She walked out not as a headline, not as a cautionary tale, but a Simeone who finally told the truth, a booth night that changed everything and the system that tried to erase her voice.